So if you guys are ready, should we just get right into it?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. So it says Margot Robbie Pirates of the Caribbean movie is moving forward, and the producer confirms that she's the star and that Jack Sparrow, that Johnny Depp may still be involved, though I have my own doubts about that.
Oh my gosh.
It's going to take us a while to get into the groove.
We're going to keep workshopping
We're good.
this.
We're good. So
We're
it
good.
says,
it's all good.
All right. So it says, fans were heartbroken when Johnny Depp confirmed his recent stint in court that no amount of money could persuade him to return to the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, which drew a pretty definitive line under his two-decade tenure as the screen's Jack Sparrow. I screwed that one up at the end there. So it says, we're making that definition because the actor has become famous for bringing his pirate's costume with him everywhere he goes. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the videos of him, like he goes to like hospitals, like you know how a lot of people do like Make-A-Wish Foundation type stuff. He goes to like hospitals and does like his own. He goes up in costume and comes up as Jack Sparrow. Yeah, I know, right?
He steals our money.
Yeah, I don't think he'd have an easy time doing that here right now. If you say it. So it says so basically they're moving forward with this 6th movie, and for some reason, because we are in the era of the female reboot, they're going to make it the type of thing where you can't.
I mean, you could have a worse choice than Margot Robbie. As I said earlier, I do think she has like pirate chick vibes. She'd look good in some flowing sleeves.
Can you explain that? What pirate chick vibes are?
I don't know. Like, she'd look good with some smudged eyeliner and like some braids and like big pirate sleeves. And,
she
throwing a dagger around.
Yeah, for sure.
I like her in this role.
Do you want to pull up the chat on your phone? Since
sure.
we don't have it in there. So I don't know if like just because she can pull it off doesn't mean you need to do it. It's kind of the idea,
well,
like
no,
just because you
I
can.
do hope that Johnny Depp, like I'm hoping against hope that they will include Johnny Depp, you know?
So it's just because you can doesn't mean that you should. It says a 6th installment in the main franchise was announced in development alongside a spin-off being crafted by Birds of Prey duo Margot Robbie and Christina Hodson. That's a problem. They couldn't even come up with a good name for the Birds of Prey movie, if anybody remembers.
What was the original name?
It was Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn.
Right. I can't believe you even remember that.
Which was so bad that they eventually had to like shorten it in the theaters and just name it Birds of Prey. Mm-hmm. But they were only doing that because, you know, somebody like me knows Birds of Prey, but the average person doesn't. They just know Margot Robbie and they know Harley Quinn.
We're now feminists, Brett.
That is me. I am the feminist here. So basically they talk here. It says, yes, we are talking with Margot Robbie. We are developing 2 pirate scripts, one with her and one without. I don't know what one you do if it doesn't involve him. That role is kind of like the best example I can give is a lot of people say like Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. I like to use the example of James Gandolfini as Tony Soprano in The Sopranos. That's his role, and it really shouldn't be anyone else. It's on the way of my notes. That is what's happening.
That's not
going
to work.
Or it's like, I guess it's like trying to make Arnold Schwarzenegger not the Terminator.
Right.
It doesn't really work in that context. But it kind of segues into what's going on in the trial, since he did say that he would never turn back to Pirates of the Caribbean for any amount of money. I don't know if I buy that.
Absolutely not.
I think that everyone has a price at this point, but I'm not sure. But it says we're going to go ahead right into it. I'm going to lead you guys like this one is hilarious. It says Amber Heard testifies about poop in bed. Depp's dog ate some weed.
What?
That's a real thing. That's a real thing. So remember when you were a kid and you were like, my dog ate my homework?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, only like more graphic and awful. So it says Amber just testified about a fight she had with Depp around her 30th birthday, saying that Depp grabbed her by her pubic bone. I wonder if she actually said pubic bone. And asked, you want to be tough like a man? She says things got so bad that she had to use the couple's safe word, which was couch.
That's an interesting safe
word. To get him to stop. So is that supposed to insinuate that it was like consensual, and then they have like a safe word to consider, or like they get mad at each other and still have a safe word and use that to stop?
How does that work?
I have no idea.
Well, Amber Heard is a faithful fan of the show.
Yes.
I just gotta say, like,
because she's watching.
Absolutely. Like during the case, they put some audio of her.
Yeah.
And she was talking to Johnny, and she was like, "I want couch." And for
it all makes sense now.
But in that,
did she actually say that?
Yeah, she's like, "I want couch." And I want you to want couch. But for her,
I don't know what that means.
It meant like sit down and like let's talk.
But, well, that's what I thought. But maybe she was saying like,
I want safety.
I want safety.
Maybe we've been wrong the whole time, and she
This
actually.
is so convoluted.
Wouldn't-
Maybe she's making that up after the fact. They never had.
That's
a
what I'm
season one
saying.
in the
Yeah.
first
Would it be
place.
funny if, like, after all the last couple of years we've had with all the allegations, I think this is the one where she actually is telling the truth, and
Oh, whoa!
never gonna get old,
never
I
gonna-
swear.
Spender, I like it.
it's never going to get
Thank
old.
you.
It's always going to be funny. So it says Amber's back on the stands on Monday after a week-long break, and her defense team just brought up the infamous incident. Heard says that the dog, whose name was Boo, who was a puppy at the time, had gotten into Johnny's marijuana stash. So that's hide your drugs better,
Yeah,
kids.
seriously.
You should be hiding your drugs better.
Weed is not good for pets.
It's very bad. It's kind of like chocolate with
Yeah,
dogs,
it's
right?
very,
I'm,
very
I'm
bad,
assuming.
yeah.
I have no idea. Heard says that before she and her girlfriends left for Coachella, the dogs were up on the bed, and that's when Boo crapped in the bed. But the problem is, if you guys remember, is they literally had the thing where somebody pulled the sheets back over the bed to make it so, like...
yeah, like the dog didn't do
I like the
that.
idea that the
did
dog
that.
just hates Johnny Depp and did it, and then also pulled the sheets
Just
back
like,
up.
F you.
Yeah, the dog's like, I'm not a fan.
But here's the thing, like, not to be graphic, but you can't really compare the size of a puppy's
it's not close.
poop to
It's not
a
close.
grown
No,
adult.
no, you
What's
cannot.
What's the argument? The dog consumed drugs, thus her in empathy, then poop the bed?
I don't know.
Or is the argument like, I definitely was not the abuser in this relationship because the dog pooped the bed?
And thus, you know...
It's all fine, yeah.
Okay, well...
So it's
That means it's fine.
so Amber's team claims that Johnny is a victim shamer, which is, I think, right now he's winning the public relations war big time.
Definitely.
Do they know that she's on record, literally recorded on the phone, talking about how like she hit him and stuff?
That's-
honestly.
She's also recorded basically saying, like, no one is going to believe you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like
So-
whenever we talk
Manipulative.
about this the entirety of this, that's the thing that always comes back to me, because I'm the one who, like, Hannah Claire is always like, stop giving them the benefit of the doubt. I always give people the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
And for me, it ends up being one of those things where all I can think about is that context, is saying that, you know, that line where it's like, that's awful. Like, to be like, that's not just humiliating, it's degrading. And it's a weird type of, like, imagine how alone you would feel if you're like put in that position. And she's like, I can say whatever I want, and nobody's going to believe a word you said because of the stigma, you know, the stigmatization.
Well, didn't she explicitly say, "I am so small, no one's gonna ever believe that you were abused by me"?
She said that?
Yeah.
Think so?
I didn't
Yeah.
hear that.
She said that.
Has there ever been a more clutch recording?
Yeah.
It's
Like,
Like,
Thank
for real.
goodness.
He's like,
Glad we
this
have
is
it."
incredibly incriminating.
Let me just say this on the phone.
I'm sure there's
recorded.
there's probably like a whole generation of guys now who are like, anytime a fight starts, just hit record automatically.
Exactly.
That's what I do whenever
good.
Mary's in the room. I'm like,
I know you are.
Don't trust her at all.
that's why we're live.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, okay, I see how this is.
So it says the PR team. So basically, it says PR expert believes that Depp's defamation trial against Amber Heard could revive his career. That I do believe that even if he loses the trial, his career will, if not rebound right away, he's at least going to, like, nobody's going into it anymore looking at him as the as the abuser in this
Right.
situation.
And that's good.
I kind of look at it more as like they were just really awful for one another, and that's kind of Mary. Me and Mary have
Yeah.
varying levels of opinions
We've
on
had
this.
friction about this issue.
So let's talk.
today.
Do you want to read your opinion piece?
Yeah, sure. So, Julia Fox decided to chime in on Instagram about the trial,
On take
and
this,
Oh,
her
good.
take is sympathetic to Amber Heard's side of events. She said she never had the power in the relationship to be abusive to him. Did she hit him? Yes. Was it abuse? No. You need to have power to be able to abuse it. She was 25. He clearly was always way more powerful, including physically and financially. And she also added that Johnny Depp is so in love with Amber Heard, and this is clearly a sick way of still trying to control her life by suing her all over the world.
The problem is the power isn't in the physical aspect of it anymore. The power is in what you can do with someone's image. At least that's the way
Right.
it's like in a world now where perception is reality, and all it takes is one negative article written about you to make that your first Google result. Like in the information age, right? And they do this, like certain industries do this.
Woo!
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Certain
you.
industries do this on purpose, right? Where it's like, if you want,
You
Dane.
stuffing that in your bra, Dane.
we're gonna have there's
Save
gonna
it
be
for later.
the safe company is gonna the
What?
Yeah, what okay. So in the information age where your reputation is everything, all it takes is one negative Google result to ruin your reputation at the very least if you go to get employed somewhere. Now that's a little bit different for his industry, right? But he's not. The average person isn't watching this case extrapolating to what it means for celebrity. The average person is extrapolating like, what does this mean to the average person?
Right.
And for the average person who doesn't have a public image, if the first thing that comes up when a new employer searches your name is something like this, your life could be done. Like,
okay, I get what you're saying about the power that you could have over somebody's image, and that has nothing to do with like your physical size or. Well, it does have something to do with how much money you have. But they're talking like prior to her opinion piece, they're saying that the age gap and the gap in wealth and their careers is what would make it impossible for her to be the perpetrator of the abuse.
Right.
I
But
mean,
it's still
my
abuse.
view is that it's probably, a case where abuse went both ways and crazy things were done both ways, and in a way I kind of like I don't find Julia Fox's view convincing. I just think that Johnny Depp wouldn't have tolerated the behavior that Amber Heard displayed had she not been extremely attractive.
Yes, and I know what Julia is trying to do here. I'll tell you exactly what she's trying to do. Do you guys remember when they defined racism? They redefined racism as
power
prejudice plus power.
privilege. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Like,
I saw that.
Privilege plus power. Yeah. They say that power is required to be X. Now they're saying that power is required to be abusive. This
You're
is
kind
not
of
the
applying
case.
the same
Exactly
dialectic.
the same.
Her
Yes.
argument is literally she hits like a girl, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
It's
Right.
like, well-
and this is exactly what Amber said in that phone call. She's like, no one's ever going to believe that
Which-
I was able to hurt you because I'm tiny. Look at
and
me,
that's
I'm so cute.
that's awful
Oh my gosh.
because to me that means that the dude can never stand up for himself,
Right.
And he's forced to basically subjugate himself all the time for fear of being the aggressor.
That
It's
is-
also like obfuscating the issue is that like all of the abuse or like in major part the abuse that Amber Heard perpetrated against Johnny Depp would have been psychological, not just physical.
Which to me
It
is
would
more
have been
terrifying.
mostly psychological.
One of the things that I find today is like back in the day, courage would have been described as something like you go to war and you do something extremely courageous, dangerous, and life-threatening for like a short period of time. If you get in a fight with someone, that is a from point A to point B, and then the fight is over, and you had your moment of courage or bravery, whatever that may be. Right now, psychological torture can be done digitally, on your phone, and you can be psychologically tortured all the time. This happens a lot when people have their names smeared. You wake up to 1,000 people sending you a message because they read something about you that may or may not be true,
Right.
and you can't get away from that. If you in today's age, when you live on your phone, or at least you have to have the ability to contact people. A lot of people don't even communicate through email as much anymore. They use apps and stuff like that.
Right.
You have to have access to these things and be around, you're going to watch yourself be degraded, your image be degraded in real time, and that can be considered torture. And I think that
100%.
leans into there's a feminine aspect to that's not meant to be sexist, that women are more cerebral in how they deal with one another. Men tend to use their fists to solve problems, where women tend to use psychological means.
Not
Women,
anymore. No one can
well-
use fists to solve problems
That's
anymore.
true.
At
Yeah.
least
That's
not in
kind
the
of what I
US.
resent about
Yeah,
it.
I don't like
actually.
that.
You wish
Yeah.
you wish you could
No
still
one
use
can
fists.
settle issues in a clean
Well,
and done way anymore. It's all underhanded and
Did
I don't know,
anybody
opinion
see,
pieces and defamation.
did anybody see the Saturday Night Live?
No.
No,
I
okay.
did
Yes,
not.
I did.
Okay, if
And it was terrible.
If there's
obviously.
anything that we can agree on as a society, it's that they took literally the funniest thing going on in pop culture in the last
Right.
several years and somehow made it unfunny.
Yeah,
Which-
like
as they
my
do.
point is not that this isn't a laughing matter. Like I'm really offended that you're joking about something so serious as like a domestic.
I just
abuse
mean
trial.
it's unfunny.
No, like
Right, yeah.
make it funny though.
I'm not saying that it's not a
that
funny
it's off
matter.
the table
Like,
for
no,
jokes.
She pooped on a man's
like
bed.
that's
Freaking
freaking hilarious,
hilarious.
and they
Like-
somehow managed to make it cringe.
How do you make that unfunny?
It's more her body language in the whole trial. She's like what did you say earlier? She's dressed like who? Like
Kim Jong Un
Yes.
or
Oh my
Dr.
gosh.
Evil
the way, yeah.
today.
The blonde
in it's like they're sabotaging her with the way she's dressing lately.
Yeah. Well,
She's
aren't you supposed to wear
nuts.
blue in courtrooms?
I don't know.
Blue conveys trust or something like that.
I don't know, but the
Something
blonde
like that.
lady that's in this skit, this woman has been in every dumpster fire of a skit. Like she is like,
Was she the one who played Hillary?
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my
I
gosh,
mean,
amazing.
just as you know that like pretty much every Leonardo DiCaprio movie is gonna be somewhat artsy and cool. Like every movie like that, every skit this lady's on is gonna be an absolute disaster horror film.
And they didn't do anything like they didn't really use. They were afraid to use Amber Heard in the skit for fear of
Being
portraying.
sued?
Yeah. Well,
Oh.
so it says this is one of the tweets. It says the grotesque SNL skit parodying the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard trial is a direct result of the behavior of Depp supporters on the internet. This phenomenon of openly mocking and sensationalizing domestic violence and sexual assault victims on social media is bleeding into every cultural space possible. Yes, it is annoying when somebody hits somebody and then tells them that they won't be believed when they get hit.
This is gaslighting.
I know, right?
This is gaslighting. This is the popular view, and they know it, and they hate it, and they're fighting against it with everything they have, and it's not gonna win. It's not gonna matter.
I do like
They're
this.
gonna lose.
The rest of them were kind of just like this is from Andy Signor too. So it's like it says leave it to SNL to not only be late but also ignorant and unfunny as they make fun of the Johnny Depp trial. Didn't even have the balls to have any cast member play a crying Amber Heard, let alone get any of the other trial players right. Lame.
Like think about them recreating My Dog Stepped on a Bee.
Yeah.
That would be so funny, but instead they had to go for like Johnny Depp, and there's a part where they're like, "Do you find this funny?" And he's like, "A little bit."
Somebody said they should have done like a thing with the secret love affair between Johnny Depp and his lawyer.
Yes, there's
Like-
so much material there.
There's kind of tension between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's lawyer.
Yeah. Well,
Like, it's
that
kind of
too,
incredible.
And,
yeah.
and the thing is, he is far more charming and convincing than she is, which is why I tend to be hesitant with him as well, because
Right.
he's an actor.
He's a
He's
good
a much
actor.
better actor than she is. So
Yeah.
the idea that that he could also be kind of gaming the system, though to be fair, there is more clear-cut evidence for him than there is
Right.
for her. So I don't know. All I know is that I don't want to see a Margot Robbie Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Want Johnny Depp.
Yes, we would rather have Johnny Depp back. So I don't know if
100%.
we'll end up getting there, but I think everyone here was kind of sad for last week because they were not on. How ghoulish is that? That like we were all like, oh,
Come on, where's all the drama?
like that is kind of peak 2022. Like what the hell is society coming to? And you're like, I kind of miss the fact that these two people that were horrible to each other aren't playing it out
I
on a
kind of
public
miss
stage.
watching you cry on the stand,
Jeez.
Amber.
Man-made
Yeah.
horrors
That's-
beyond my comprehension.
Exactly.
It is very much so. So
Can I just close this little segment with this comment from this one Twitter user, which apparently passes for journalism now? She says, y'all do ish like make fun of women's experience of domestic violence on national television and then are shocked that comedians are getting the taste slapped out of their mouths. That's dangerous. That's actually promoting the idea of using violence against people who make jokes that you don't like. I really hate that. That
They're-
makes me so uncomfortable.
they're completely okay with that.
Oh, of course they are.
They're absolutely completely
Right.
okay
They
with
see
that.
no way that this could possibly come back to bite them.
No.
As
Yeah,
a
we were
hundred-
talking
Good
about
for
that
them.
last week because it's just like the ultimate admission that they think words and physical violence are on the same playing field.
They actually believe that
Like that words are violence, and not
Right.
just that, but like silence is violence.
So you have
If
to
you
both
don't say
speak.
the right words in the right order at the right time,
They will give you the words to say.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
order in which to say them. They want that power.
The only thing that's not violence is the script they give you.
Exactly.
basically.
As
Exactly.
the resident unfunny jokester, this is quite concerning.
Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.
bye.